Hello, everyone. I just woke up and I'm gonna do a little video about warmer ocean temperatures in the area and what's going on with that and why we should care about it right now. Um, Similar to the last video, I'm gonna focus on like one specific aspect of this and how it's negatively affecting us. Global warming is happening, so therefore the oceans are getting warmer. And this is partly because warmer water temperatures are flowing into our waterways, but it's also because we're having longer heat waves, more sunny days. Um, the sun is just warming up the ocean more than it normally would have because we would normally be having cloudy, rainy days more often. Um, Warmer ocean temperatures mean that it's good for species that like warm water, um, and it's bad for species that like cold water. Well, one of the species that we have that really likes warm water is a type of harmful algae. So what's actually happening, and we're having harmful algae blooms, and basically what that means is that um, when the water is warmer, uh, a certain type of harmful algae is able to just bloom. And so this algae it's a phytoplankton. It floats around in the water. And when it has an opportunity to reproduce, it reproduces very rapidly. People also call it the red tide. So if you've ever seen the red tide, that's what that is. This is what it looks like. As you can see, it is just red. And I've been going like all around this like set of islands and this little coast here. It's all over the place and it's nasty. This stuff is like super toxic. Basically, this algae will get into the systems of mollusks that are bivalves, and oftentimes mollusks that people eat, like clams, certain types of shellfish, and it'll make these animals poisonous to eat. So there have actually been like multiple recorded cases in Alaska of people getting paralytic shellfish poisoning and then dying. Lots of people have been getting sick, and these harmful algae blooms have been increasing a lot over recent years. Since around the 80s, we started to see an uptick in them. And they seem to be becoming just more and more frequent as time goes on. What this means directly for humans is that the industries that harvest shellfish and things that are going to hold this harmful algae, they need to spend a lot more time and money into testing before they can, put out a product. And that just means that these things are going to go up in price and they're going to lower in availability. I think that's kind of like the least of the concern. The other concern is that people have been harvesting these shellfish for thousands of years. Whether like in the native communities around the coast, they go out, they walk on the beach and they harvest them. They just do that. That's a tradition that they've had for thousands of years. And now that all of a sudden things are changing and that's actually becoming sort of a dangerous practice, people have been getting poisoned and people have been dying. So it's really important that we're spreading awareness about this in Alaska. So additionally, aside from the human, economic, and cultural impact that this will have, it also harms the ecosystem. Some critters in the ocean are able to filter this out just fine, but some cannot, especially like birds, for example. A bird will go to feed its babies some meat that has a high concentration of this algae, and that bird and its chicks will get sick and die in the same way that a human would. This kind of thing is happening more and more often these days. It's nasty and it's really affecting people and the ecosystem. So, yeah, gross. So because of the fact that this harmful algae blooms in the summertime, when it's warm, we've had to sort of restrict the time that we're harvesting shellfish to more of like the winter months, more of like fall, spring, and winter. And that like time range is just getting narrower and narrower because as the oceans continue to warm, basically the time period in which harmful algae can occur is just going to get wider and wider, and we're already seeing that, and we're already having to restrict that time frame more and more. Anyways, that's about all I have to say about harmful algae. Maybe a little bit of a shorter topic this time, but nevertheless, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And as I keep saying, I'm not an expert in any of this stuff. Everything I'm saying has come from my own knowledge of living in the area, but then also personal research on top of that, of the topic. So if I got anything wrong, please let me know in the comments, and I would be happy to correct it sometime. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like and share it, and also subscribe to continue following my journey. All of these videos are edited by my good friend Addison and his brother Parker, and they're doing a great job. And yeah.